Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to NWA Power. We are coming off the back of an amazing Samhain IV, which saw Chris Brooks defend his NWA World Heavyweight Championship against Punishment Martinez, but again he was lucky to survive that match. We also saw Lexi Cabrera defend her NWA World Women's Championship against Kenzie Page. Again, a rematch from a couple of months ago. The kids aren't alright, but Kenzie Page has had another opportunity and Lexi Cabrera has managed to defeat her. But the biggest news is the fact that we have a new president, a new owner of the NWA, as Stephanie McMahon has completely changed the outlook of the NWA. She's brought in Corey Graves to be the new co-GM along with Mark Henry. So we'll have to see how this affects the future of the NWA starting tonight on NWA Power. So the show opens up with some backstage footage from Samhain IV. Again, this is from when the show has finished and everyone is going home. It shows Punishment Martinez attacking Chris Brooks in the parking lot. Again, the show's all finished. He leaves Chris Brooks laying in the parking lot with his NWA World Heavyweight Championship once again bleeding until he's found by some NWA crew and he's loaded once again into an ambulance and taken off to the nearest hospital. So even though Chris Brooks did manage to defeat Punishment Martinez, Martinez definitely isn't done with him. This is the second time in the past month that Punishment Martinez has sent Chris Brooks to the hospital. But the show opens up with another match in the American Dream Gauntlet as Dozer manages to defeat Max the Impaler in about 12.5 minutes with a World's Strongest Slam, meaning that Dozer is up to 7 points in the American Dream Gauntlet now, meaning he is leading the way here in the Gauntlet. We then go backstage to see Mark Henry walking into his office, but he finds Corey Graves who's already there. Graves tells him that Mrs. McMahon told some of her crew to set up his desk in Mark Henry's office. And obviously Mark Henry, being a co-general manager now, obviously answering to Stephanie McMahon, has no other choice but to share this office with Corey Graves. So, in a rather disappointing match here, the team of Wildcard defeat the Diamonds in the Rough when Alec Price submits BK Westbrook. This is the first defense of the NWA World Tag Team Championships here for Wildcard. Again, it's a decent enough match, but again, BK Westbrook breaks his wrist in the match. He's also really off his game. It was the fourth time this has happened quite recently, so it was the worst match of their series, but it is a rather disappointing 25 rated match, but a good first defense for Wildcard. But then after that match, we go backstage to see Mike Mondo and Weber Hatfield. Weber says that he's thought about Mike Mondo's offer to join this revolution, but he simply can't accept it. He can't turn his back on the NWA after everything they've done for him. They've given him the opportunity to thrive as a professional wrestler. They've given him the opportunity to succeed, and he has taken every opportunity that he has been given. Mondo obviously doesn't take this well, and he sucker punches Weber Hatfield, leaving him on the floor. He says that he'll be seeing Weber Hatfield in the ring next week on NWA Power. In another part of backstage, we see Gucci of Breeze, Matt Lee, and Robbie E. They're having their traditional photo shoot when Spencer Slade comes up to them. Slade says, if he's honest, he has no respect for any three members of Gucci, and he'll show that to them next week when he destroys Matt Lee in their next match in the American Dream Gauntlet. Slade says he's done being an afterthought here in the NWA, and he's going to run through everybody else in the American Dream Gauntlet, and he's going to get the shot at Chris Brooks at the end of it. In our next match, we see a huge title change, as this is a rematch from Samhain IV, but Bojack manages to defeat Keith Lee, becoming the new National Heavyweight Champion. However, he doesn't win cleanly, as there was not only interference from Marsh Rockett, but also from Odinson. Odinson seems to now be under the influence of Bully Ray, and he seems to have joined the team of Bojack and Marsh Rockett. He was being scouted in the pre-show of Samhain IV, but now it seems like Odinson has officially joined up with Bully and his crew. But Bojack is the new NWA National Heavyweight Champion. And then in our main event match of this first taping of NWA Power, Ortiz carries on his dominance over the American Dream Gauntlet as he defeats Oliver Carter in about 14.5 minutes. It's a really good 68 rated match. Ortiz getting a 71, Carter getting a 57, so a strong way to finish the matches here tonight. But after this, we do go backstage. We go backstage to Lexi Cabrera. She's being interviewed about her win over Kenzie Page when Yuka Sakazaki is thrown into her by Masha Slamovich. Again, Slamovich and Sakazaki are continuing their brawl that started at Samhain IV. Obviously, this leads to Lexi getting involved in their brawl as all three women brawl from the backstage area out into the arena and eventually into the ring. Again, security is forced to come out and split all three women up and escort them backstage as the show goes off air. So it does seem like the issues between these three women are nowhere near over. So we'll have to see how this progresses over the next few weeks. But for now, we'll finish this first taping of NWA Power. This taping of NWA Power does get a 63. Again, really solid rating. It's been the same as it has been for quite a while now. Mid-60s, maybe pushing into the 70s. But it is a really strong rating. It increased our popularity in 38 regions. It was our first episode on Axis TV. So it is a big deal here. But now we'll move on to our second show. So this second taping of NWA Power opens up with Mark Henry in the ring with Lexi, Masha and Yuka Sakazaki. He said that he's made a match for NWA Not Dead Yet, and all three women will face off for the NWA World's Women's Championship. But then Corey Graves comes out. He says that he doesn't quite agree with the decision that Mark Henry has made, and as his role as co-GM, he's decided to veto this match. Graves has made a different match instead. He says that Yuka will face Masha Slamovich in a steel cage match at Not Dead Yet, with the winner getting a shot at Lexi Cabrera at a later date. Again, this annoys Mark Henry. He made his match, but Corey Graves has completely ignored this and made his own match. So we will see Masha Slamovich and Yuka Sakazaki in a cage match at Not Dead Yet. We'll then go to another match in the American Dream Gauntlet as Fuego del Sol picks up his first victory in the tournament by defeating Max the Impaler in just under 8 minutes with again another fast roll-up. Again, it was a really good 57 rated match. Max the Impaler getting a 63, Fuego del Sol getting a 57. But it does mean that Fuego del Sol is finally on the board for the American Dream Gauntlet. After this, we see Tyler Breeze. He's backstage and he says that he wants more challengers, somebody he's never faced before. So he's found 10 of the best junior heavyweights that he could find, and tonight they're going to compete in a 10-man battle royal to earn a shot against him, which is up next. And obviously the 10 men he finds are not exactly the cream of the crop. So in a 35 rated match, a man known as Southern Comfort wins the 10-man battle royal in just under 10 minutes, which also did involve Alex Misery, Ariel Dominguez, Buku Dao, Cabana Man Dan, Daisy Kill, Javier Bernal, PJ Hawks, Yoya, and Zonic. Again, most of these haven't worked for a very long time, which is why they're so very rusty, but it does mean that Tyler Breeze will be facing a man called Southern Comfort on the next episode of NWA Power, with the NWA World Junior Heavyweight Championship on the line. We'll then go to a match for the NWA World Television Championship. This was set up last week on NWA Power But Weber Hatfield does manage to defeat Mike Mondo, but definitely not cleanly, as Mike Mondo gets disqualified after going into an attacking rage. He beats down Weber Hatfield. The referee gets to a count of 5 and disqualifies Mike Mondo. So Mike Mondo turns around and strikes referee Robert King. Again, Mike Mondo has completely lost it here. He is furious with the NWA management. He feels like he is completely overlooked, and he has just cost himself a shot at the NWA World Television Championship through his rage. So we'll have to see how Weber Hatfield and Mondo respond to this. We then go to see Bully Ray. He's come out into the ring. He's with Bojack, Rocket and Odinson. He says that he has his hit squad with him, and now they've added Odinson. They are truly unstoppable, and they are coming to take what is rightfully theirs here in the NWA. If you remember last week, Bojack did become the new NWA National Heavyweight Champion by defeating Keith Lee with the help of Marsh Rocket and the new addition Odinson. We'll then go to our next match in the American Dream Gauntlet, as Spencer Slade does pick up his first win in the tournament by defeating Matt Lee by submission. Again, it is a really good 58 rated match. Spencer Slade finally getting on the board here after saying he was an afterthought last week and that he's come in to destroy everyone. He does make fairly short work of Matt Lee here, just under 8 minutes, showing that he is going to be as dominant as he can be here in the American Dream Gauntlet. We'll then go to see Ortiz at a local bar. He's got the night off and he's telling all the locals about how he's on top of the American Dream Gauntlet. He says that he's going to continue his momentum and win the entire tournament, and he's going to be the one to get the shot at Chris Brooks or whoever the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion will be by the end of the tournament. But then in our main event match of this episode of NWA Power, Punishment Martinez does manage to defeat one half of the NWA World Tag Team Champions in Alec Price in about 14.5 minutes with a South of Heaven. And it is a really good 74 rated match. Punishment Martinez getting a 73, Price getting a 70. They do have good chemistry and it shows in their performance. So it is a good final match of these tapings. But the show is not quite over yet. Punishment Martinez has gone and got a chair from ringside. He looks like he's about to hit Alec Price when Chris Brooks storms down the ramp. Brooks goes straight for Martinez, taking him down and hitting him with a flurry of strikes, double-legging him and just raining down strikes on him. Punishment Martinez has to flee from the ring, but Brooks grabs a microphone. He says that he'll see Punishment Martinez at NWA Not Dead Yet, and he'll see him in a last man standing match. So Chris Brooks, we haven't seen him since NWA Samhain IV after he was attacked post-show by Punishment Martinez, but now he's back, he's out of hospital once again, and he is coming straight for Punishment Martinez. So it will be Chris Brooks and Punishment Martinez in a last man standing match at NWA Not Dead Yet. So this show does do better than the last episode, getting a 67 compared to last episode's 63. It does increase our popularity in 32 regions, but we'll see where those regions are and if we lost a bit of money on these tapings. So we'll have a look at our injury review. There was an injury tonight. We'll see who it was to. It was BK Westbrook's broken wrist. Apparently it can be worked through, but I don't think he'll be working through this. We want him as healthy as he possibly can be, so he probably won't be working for the next 30 days. We'll have a look at our financial report. We only lost about $16,000 on this show. Broadcast revenues quite a bit higher than it has been. Ticket sales around just under 15,000. So only a loss of 16,000 is quite good for a couple of episodes of NWA Power. If we have a look at our popularity recap, we have gone up in many regions. Again, we've gone up at least one in Canada and the USA. We've gone up one in most of Mexico, a couple in England, and then quite a few in Japan also. So we are, again, still growing very well. But that'll be the end of the show. Before we end the episode, I will go back and I will show you the bracket for the American Dream Gauntlet, so you can see exactly how many points people are on and who is leading the way. So here we are, just showing you the bracket for the NWA American Dream Gauntlet. Again, everyone has at least wrestled 2 matches. Again, Bishop Dyer, I believe, is the only one to wrestle. Only 2 from what I can see, other than Spencer Slade, has only wrestled 2, same as Bishop Dyer. But everyone has at least got 1 win. Ortiz and Dozer are 4 points above the rest, with 2 wins and a draw each. But everyone has at least 1 and lost 1 of the other 6 competitors. So Ortiz and Dozer are the 2 front runners for now, but that may change very soon as the rest of the wrestlers begin to catch up. But for now, I will end the episode here. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that bell notification icon if you do want to be notified every single new upload. If there's any wrestlers you want to see, put them in the comments below. And I'll see you for our next 2 episodes of NWA Power.